Are we live?
Should be.
Hey,
Should
hey.
be.
All right. So what are we starting with this evening? We doing the movie chest and then leading into our big Tarantino powwow?
Probably should, right? Cap it off
Yeah,
in the
I
right
think
way.
that's
Yeah.
the way to go about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I rate. I don't know if I rated Thoroughbreds.
So it looks like
I don't know if I did
I
either.
guess welcome back to the Stay Gold stream. This week we have another movie chest. I don't know what number we're on, but I'm sure maybe the thumbnail
I
says
want to
it.
say it's like 60 something.
I did.
60 something. Oh wow.
There
We're
we
on
go.
Yeah,
movie
check.
chest 60
Oh,
something.
we were just on like 40.
Yeah.
No, that's a
close.
lie. It was like 52 or something like that.
No,
And
50
then, of
was
course-
Avatar, so we're definitely past that.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
And the tail end of this, we'll be doing closing out our Tarantino director's dive with some ratings. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the goods. It's a little bittersweet, but
It always is.
feels good.
Always
Yeah.
is.
Amazing journey.
Me and Matt won again on the movie chess draw. We beat the guys who like to set us up for these campy,
Yeah.
not even campy. They
wanted
aren't even
Godzilla, man.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted Godzilla too. I should have voted Godzilla. Like we should have stuck together.
I thought about it. I was like,
Abandoned.
should I split the vote again? But no, I was just like, all right, fuck it.
But we landed on Thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's been
Honestly, I
on
don't
mine for
even
a
know who
while.
the director is. Mine
Corey
too. Ever since
Finley.
ever since I watched the trailer for this one, to be honest, like 2 years ago, I was like, this seems right up my alley. Dark humor, talking about killing a guy. I'm in,
Yeah.
What else do I need?
And did it land for you? How'd you like it?
But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty patient movie. So like, I don't know, I enjoy those kinds of movies. I enjoy like it. I don't know if procedural is the right word for it. It was kind of tried to be, in the approach to some of how they went about coming up with a plan to execute the demise of the stepfather. Um, but it was the moments I think where the girls were just kind of opening up to each other and kind of becoming more real, where I was just kind of more involved and kind of engaged. Because I mean, the stepfather plot kind of just takes a back seat, which is fine.
I thought the same thing though. Like I
Yeah.
totally get that.
Yeah. So I mean, I liked it. I guess bottom line is I think it was enjoyable. I think it's well shot, well acted. So it was fun.
Yeah, especially there was this shot at the end, like, when she like fucking the one girl's on the couch and then the other girl basically just goes upstairs and like
Yeah.
you see her like through the other doorways like walking in and then she kind of like comes from off screen. And it's like one
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
That was
that was a
cool.
great shot. Yeah.
Which I
Um,
learned recently, right before I jumped on here, that all. So when she left, she actually went and they did all the makeup like in real time on her, like put the blood on her and stuff, and then
Oh,
sent her
shit.
back in. So yeah, it was pretty
I mean,
cool.
yeah, you'd have
Like
to
switch shit.
put up like
Yeah, that's
so you could hear like a little bit of thumping or whatever upstairs or
Yeah.
some shit. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, that
Yeah,
whole
also, I was,
final
like, wondering,
sequence
like-
was pretty good.
Was the stepdad, you think he was just like sleeping or like
I guess, right? Or
Yeah,
just
right.
chilling,
maybe
not
on the rowing
expecting to be
machine?
murdered. I would assume.
Yeah.
She did the whole.
I guess that's true.
She did the old Hugo Stiglitz like through the pillow shit.
Yeah, right.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
Yeah, the whole lead up
Yeah.
to
What'd
that
you guys
was
think?
good.
I
where
definitely thought
she's-
it was interesting though. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I was thinking about it for like the next day or two. I don't know, just about like I don't know, different shit that happened and like how I was supposed to feel about the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
feel like is good. I don't know.
yeah, I think it definitely did a good job of like kind of making you feel for each of the characters individually. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have a good idea of each of their perspectives. So it just makes like their dialogue and whatever conflicts they have pretty clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a testament to the writing, I think.
Yeah, I personally, I thought this movie was okay. Didn't really love this movie, but
Honestly, I was just kind of curious. Like, I don't think that. I guess, like, I was thinking about it for a while, and this is kind of the conclusion that I came to. Like, the stepdad, like, I feel like you're supposed to question if, like, he deserves to die. And, like,
probably
basically,
not, right?
well, like, the daughter, like, you kind of realize at the end is kind of just like a spoiled piece of
Yeah.
shit
Oh, yeah.
too. So like, it's
Yeah.
like, why would this guy deserve to die? I mean, like realistically, he did seem like creepy and like shitty. But like, did he just do anything that made him like deserve to die?
Right.
And then I feel like I was just like questioning like, I don't know, in like society, I mean, like, I guess that is a big thing, and it's just like kind of a scale on what you deem whatever you want. And
Yeah. And if you achieve
I
it.
don't know, I mean, the fucking death penalty is like, a heavily debated topic,
Yeah.
in like
I mean,
multiple states, like if it's like legal or not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess, I mean, the way to look at it, the way I looked at it was like you have what's supposed to be depicted as this person who has obviously no emotion and she can do these things. I mean, the way she killed that horse, in her mind, it was obviously an act of kindness towards the horse. So, I mean, in that regard, you can think, oh, well, maybe she does have feelings, but it's depicted as, oh, well, she's a sociopath, right?
Mhm.
So, and then
Wait, was there
killing the
something wrong
guy.
with the horse before she started to do that
Like,
specific
there was
like
like a
technique to
leg
it?
breaking or something.
Yeah,
Some
the
splints.
Gotcha.
it was like, yeah, it had a lame leg, so it would have died anyways. She just progressed the process, but fucked it up in the process.
Gotcha. I guess I
But
think
and
that's kind
then
of interesting because, like, in the first shot, the horse is just like standing up fine.
Yeah, fine. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean maybe it's an unreliable
I mean,
narrator
yeah,
type
it definitely feels
situation.
like there's gray area in this story. I think there's like it's
Yeah,
like interesting ideas that's being like developed and like dug into here, but I just felt like the execution didn't like fully get me there. I mean, for you guys, it sounds like it did though, so maybe I just wasn't fully invested in it, because
it,
I think it does have the bones of like interesting shit going on.
I just think the characters they were like the way they kind of like opposited each other, but at the same time they kind of lined up. It's just how
Yeah.
different people react to things. Like the one side, this woman has the emotions, but at the same time, she's just as cruel and a bad person. She just has feelings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I struggled with Anya Taylor-Joy's character personally in this movie. Just like
Yeah.
the way she
She was
starts
probably
out,
right.
where she's like ultra proper and like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? It just felt like too much of a front for like when they revealed her true under depths or whatever. Like, I don't know. It felt like the screenwriter didn't know like where they were starting at, and then they like pushed it into this avenue and didn't. I don't know. I just felt like too much whiplash. But by the end of the movie, with the final like stinger shot, you
It
could
might
say
have
it's
just
all like
been
there where she's a
like it was
fucking
just like too
psychopath
short.
too.
Honestly, I feel like it could have just like
Pretty
had
short.
more build up.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I like a
I
good
don't know.
90-minute movie, but I was actually thinking that too, and I didn't want to say it because like I was just bitching about how I don't like long movies the other week. But like this one,
Well,
I
I'm
could
glad I
maybe.
could say it for you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It could do a little longer. I think this one. It
Yeah.
wasn't overstaying its welcome. I would have probably welcomed
It's
more.
like I was interested, but I just felt like I could use like a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Yeah.
all around, because
Yeah.
like
Could've been
I don't know.
a
I feel
slower
like
burn.
each of the characters individually was like kind of interesting, or could have been interesting if they were like, I don't know, like Anya Taylor-Joy if she was just a little more fleshed out, and then like the stepdad and the sociopath. I feel like they could just like have a little bit more character building or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
besides
like a
that,
lot of
like-
backstory that they keep trying to talk about in this movie too, with like her mom having cancer, or like Anya Taylor-Joy. I believe she did something with like a cell phone or some shit, and she's getting like
I feel like I
don't know,
lost like some of those details.
Yeah,
too.
I was just like,
It
so
was just like
she's did
too
something bad
like
too, or
yeah, like it was just like too brief that like details like that were revealed to you, and I feel like that could have been like, I don't know, maybe
could have
just
been
like
punchier in different avenues.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's pretty solid as like like to me the opening where she's just wandering around and like getting yelled her name and ignoring it. Like these are two like spoiled fucking rich people with like aimless goals and don't know like what to. And they're like have these fucked
Exactly.
up perspectives because they don't have like real perspectives, like.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good. Um, you know, the characters get a little mixed up, but that also could be to its strength in ways. But I don't know if it's like I fully feel it. Like we're saying.
What kind of ways, Matt?
Well, like I think it's like what Alex
I'm
is
just
trying to
fucking with
say.
you.
Where
You don't
it's
have to
like,
elaborate.
like their goals and like what they do like connect on still, or what they find different about each other, or like what their digging at, and then they kind of start to like take on each other's like strengths a little bit, I'd say, especially with Anya Taylor Joy's character.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Like I guess at the root of it, how I interpret most things is like people are inherently evil. So like you have to try to be good. And Anya Taylor Joy has been trying to do that, right? But then when she meets this person who I guess is incapable, like she has to try every day to be good, obviously, but it's obviously just a front because she's a sociopath. So it just kind of makes her fall back into her true nature, I guess.
I guess I just
Yeah.
didn't fully believe it for her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess with her like laying
Weirdly,
down. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, weirdly, like during that opening scene where Olivia Cook's character is basically describing herself as the one with no emotion, it almost
Right.
felt like she was like, I don't know. I got the sense that like, especially as the movie went on, that like Anya was, she was like speaking to Anya in that weird like third like, as almost like explain to her that like this is you kind of. I don't know.
Or it's both of
Like,
us or whatever.
yeah, it's like
Pretty much.
like she sees that in
It
you.
just like
So
made her
yeah.
realize that she was like the same way.
Like the more they started
'Cause, I
talking,
mean,
it
at the
was
like the
like,
beginning, I think that Olivia Cook's character said like she had to like figure out that she was just like mimicking other people's feelings instead of like actually feeling things.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming like it was supposed to be implied that Anya Taylor Joy also felt that way. Basically,
Yeah, with like
she
her
was like,
family and everything.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Olivia Cook was supposed to like basically snap her out of it or make her realize.
Yeah.
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 I found it.
I get what you're saying though, how it's a little mixed too, because it does make you think that Olivia Cook, the character, is like the unhinged one with like the way she's like being paid to hang out with Anya, or Anya's being paid or whatever, and that kind of thing. So it's like,
I think you were gonna touch on this, Matt, but like what was the purpose of her laying down there?
Yeah, with her at the end
Like
on the like
I
to
feel like that
me.
was supposed to be impactful, but I didn't read. I don't know.
Well, at
Maybe I'm
first I
not
thought she
reading
was gonna like go to jail with her, as like we're in
right.
this as two fucked up sociopaths together, and then it's revealed that she just was like it was just pinned on her. But did she like need to cuddle with her because she was that like a caring act, or was she just like hiding? Like, how do you get away with it when you just went into the arms of the killer?
Yeah, I don't
right.
really know.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Good question.
I couldn't pick that out either because like the last scene when Olivia Cook is like doing the narration of her letter, and
Yeah.
then Anya Taylor Joy just said that she just threw it away and didn't read it. Like, do you think that's actually legit? Like, do you think she didn't actually read it, or like,
That's how I read it. Where she got
Yeah.
like she won in the end, as this is like a play the whole time. But then
Mhm.
why did she do that? That's what I
I
don't
mean,
get.
like, I don't
Mhm.
know. I guess like both. I don't know. I guess like yeah, both are questionable. And like,
Right.
if you're assuming that the second one, like, if you're assuming she didn't actually read the letter, then I'm assuming that she just laid down with her to make it look more likely that Olivia Cook killed the stepdad.
Just
I don't know.
To like
more evidence,
because she was
whatever.
sad that she did it or something, or like what the
Hmm.
and she's wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must have gotten up and then like
Fuck,
cleaned the
I don't know.
scene,
I don't
right?
know,
And then
dog.
but then she needed to cuddle with her, so she cares. I guess like it is questionable
Yeah.
at the end if she read it or not. Then but I don't know. I thought
What's with the horses? Any
I mean, I think like the
That's
thoroughbred is supposed to be like you're this
yeah.
rich, pompous, catered horse, or like you're like in this pen
Yeah.
that you don't fully have like a real
Hmm.
freedom that a horse
Hmm.
has. I don't know. I'm just like spitballing shit.
I don't know. I feel
Wow.
like they just wanted to add that gag in the end where she opens her mouth and all she says is "It's a horse neigh," you know? I think
Yeah.
that's just the punchline they
Like
wanted to get
literally,
to.
that's exactly what I was gonna say too. I feel
Yeah.
like they only threw that in at the end just to connect it back to the horse
Yeah.
thing.
I could have used
Maybe.
more horses like visuals in this movie. Like if there was a pen
I
out
could have
back or
too,
some
yeah.
shit, because he went riding.
Because
Yeah.
like literally, I totally forgot about the horses until the end
Yeah.
part there.
That
Like,
theme is very like,
Yeah, it's in the back, and you don't even like see it. You just hear about it.
yeah.
It's
it's
subtle.
like, why is this called Thoroughbreds?
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
fuck, we forgot.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah. Some of this movie, to me, why it was like only okay, was like it felt a little rudimentary. I assume this is kind of like this dude's first film or this person's first film.
Yeah.
This thing.
But like a lot of it just like felt, I don't know, especially in the beginning when they're like reading the textbooks or whatever, and you can hear her saying like horses or what is the question? What's the definition of? It's like And then like they're like talking about like these what's the A, B, C, or D? Is it ambivalent, solemn, or it's like
Yeah.
that to me is like when you it's like thesis statement-y where it's like right at the beginning you're just basically giving it all away.
Yeah.
Like usually you can
Yeah.
save that for like 3/4 in to be like a sweet scene where it's like, oh, that's what the movie's about, you know, like.
Yeah.
But here it's just
Right.
like way too
That's
like
a
they're
good
trying to
point.
get it all out, and then they're like, oh fuck, we got a movie still, you know, like.
Yeah.
Right? I
That's
feel like it
that's a
was
good
just like
point.
too bare bones. Like there should have been space in between to like, I don't know, offset things like that. Like
Right.
Yeah,
I
marinate
don't
a
know,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
when she's like getting her toes done or whatever, and you see the stepdad appear as like the dude doing her toes, and it flashes back to the Asian woman who's like actually doing her toes. I was just like,
A little
I
too on
mean,
the nose.
well, it's like you can't even like make that leap almost, you know, like. And I get it's all
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
visual to like get you in her head, but it just was like not. Yeah, it was just like you need to do a little more work or something. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
That's fair.
Yeah.
there were solid moments throughout. I just felt like it's a good first attempt. I didn't even look if this was this person's first movie, but
It's
feels
It
like
pretty
it.
much is. I'm pretty sure.
I could see that.
yeah,
Um,
2017.
Just wanted to note, pretty interesting score. Don't know if I fully loved it, but it's like gasps and like breathing noises that are being like mixed.
When the end credits come on, it was kind of a bop.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there, I was like, nice.
Okay.
I can vibe with this.
Yeah. It was
So,
like the solid cut to the end there to like give you
yeah.
the juice. Yeah. You know. And then also just like rest in peace, Anton Yelchin.
Oh yeah.
His
Um,
last movie.
was it? Okay, I was wondering.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty late. I just think
Yeah.
like as far as like actors that are lost early, I think he's one that we
Oh,
truly
yeah.
lost like some like
Some magic.
ability. Yeah, so, like he had probably
Yeah.
like a pretty bright future and a lot of fun roles that we would have enjoyed, but
Yeah.
unfortunately not. So
Tragic.
yeah,
Have you seen him in Green Room?
not yet. I think that might be on the
No.
chest.
It's pretty good. He's
When it
pretty
shows
good.
up, we all vote on it.
He
There
has
we
a
go.
lot of potential. It's a shame.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one 3. Although I could see arguments for being higher. You know, I just didn't really connect with me on the first go. So
My initial thought was 3. I landed on 3.5 just because I don't know. After I resonated with it a little bit, I was like, okay, I can see what they were going for. I kind of just
Yeah.
appreciated it for what he tried to do for his first film. So
nice.
Yeah, I hadn't like
That-
voted, or I don't know, I hadn't rated it yet, but I think I'm gonna go 3.5 too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was pretty interesting. It just like
Cool.
could use more substance. I feel like to flush it out.
yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
it definitely is I think it's a pretty good swing at a first try of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
for an
Yeah,
original idea,
That's true
well,
too.
well,
Yeah.
well met there.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a shit show, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it could have been like super preachy too, and it kind of just like kept
Yeah.
itself
Right.
back a little bit.
Yeah.
like it tried to, like you said in the beginning when they're doing through the questions, but then it kind of reeled back and helped you. Like didn't really hold your hand the whole
Yeah.
time.
It
So
never gave the answer. It just got you halfway there,
Right.
and then they're like, "Whoa, you want to talk about something
Yeah.
else?" Yeah, for sure. Anyways, shall we move into our finals director's dive for Mr. Tarantino?
I have a question to ask you guys. So I don't know. This might not be like a good question for everybody, but like, what does Tarantino mean to you guys in the world of movies? I guess.
Hmm.
Like, has he had any impact? Has he not? Is it?
He's had a definite impact on me. I mean, I
Yeah.
think the thing I take away the most from Tarantino is entertainment value. Not that he's only giving me that, but he knows what makes a film like watchable and entertaining and like a good movie. And
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I've said, I think I said it before. I looked at him to like to screen or to scene write, just to like make sure like things that are happening are punchy and characters are making decisions and there's turns and they're like saying zippy shit. I don't know. It's just he's a great filmmaker. He's one of my favorite. He's top 5 for sure of mine. So
Okay. Anybody else, or is it just another movie guy?
No, I mean, I think like especially through this watch through for me, I don't know, just like every single one of his characters feel special. And like a lot of the times it's like the characters like within the first few lines of like like you figure you out. I don't know. It's
Just feel it.
yeah, you just like it's like these characters, people like this or something, you can
Hang out
relate to
with them,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I just love how fleshed out all of his characters are. And I think that just like lends itself to the world building. So it's like those for me, those are like his foundation for films. His films, it
Yeah.
seems like he just like knows who he wants his characters.
Definitely.
And yeah, so I don't know, I vibe with that because that's like I feel like that's where most of my strength lies in writing is like trying to flesh out certain characters so that people kind of like know what type of character they are. So yeah, I've enjoyed like that aspect most of this watch through.
Cool.
Yeah. But
I
entertainment
think
value as well. They're just badass films. I mean,
I was gonna say that too. Like
yeah.
just entertainment value alone, I feel like I don't know. Yeah. All of his movies are entertaining. But like I think for me, I've been like probably overly critical of like the last couple movies or just like of all of these movies in general. But like he obviously doesn't make bad movies. Like even Death Proof was
Yeah.
good. Like I don't know. I think like all of his shit has like his same feel. Like it's Tarantino. Like
Very
I feel like with
distinct.
Fincher stuff, you almost like Benjamin Button. Like I don't know if that doesn't feel like Fincher to me. Like that's kind of just random, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like all
definitely.
of Tarantino shit, I feel like that it's Tarantino, you know what I mean?
I think that the benefit of that is the fact that it's all original. Like it's all his, It's
Yeah.
not any other
One
source material
voice.
besides Jackie Brown. But even Jackie Brown, he changed the characters and, race swapped and gender
Mhm.
swapped. So
What
yeah.
does Tarantino mean to you, Alex?
Yeah, it's gonna sound like I'm just like saying this to say it, but like he quite literally changed how I watch movies because when I went through his movies for the first time, that was when I like changed my perspective on what movies can be, I guess. Just because like before I loved watching movies and I would turn on like I would look forward to the next sci-fi movie coming on at the end of the week, just 90 minutes to stimulate me. And it's bad CGI, bad writing, but then I watched I watched all of his filmography and I was like, so this is what it's like to be like a great writer and make a solid, entertaining, punchy, just good character writing. And yeah, so like it just kind of changed my perspective and how I am more patient with movies and had like a more open mind to what there can be. So
I feel that he did open my
That's dope.
mind a little bit when I was younger
Yeah.
too, to just like
yeah,
I mean, maybe it's just how he can like capture you in his films, but he does like bring you in and then kind of
yeah,
bring you to a quality threshold that is hard to live up
Yeah.
to. So
right. And like
That's true.
with Pulp Fiction, I mean it's 2 hours and almost 40 minutes, right? So it's like as a wee lad watching that, normally I'd be like, okay, I'm checked out, but like he keeps you engaged for the whole time with interesting stories that eventually connect, and then you have something to think about, And
Like
that was like the first time that I was like watching a movie and that connected for me, and I was like, damn, this can happen on screen. So
Yeah.
it's just cool.
Well, I will say, I think I'd like to imagine that like everyone remembers the first time or the first Tarantino movie they
that's
watched.
what I was just gonna say. Like, because
Really?
like I don't know
Yeah.
if I necessarily remember mine. I think it's like one of the Kill Bills, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that instantly had like some kind of impact on me, or like it was just like fucking ridiculous. But it
yeah,
was just like I
very
don't know.
memorable.
Like yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Like I don't. It was like imprinted on my fucking mind. Like
Mhm.
Yeah. To where it's like, oh, I could watch more by this guy, or
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Mine was Inglorious Bastards on HBO in my early teens or whatever. I just
I
like
can't
caught it,
remember.
and then I remember just like the feeling of being like transported into a different like type of movie that I had felt
Yeah.
before. It was like it was way different.
That
Same.
was the first one I saw was Inglorious Bastards. My buddy, he's
That's
into
crazy.
war. He does reenactments and stuff. So to him, it was just another like war movie. But when he put it in, I was like, "There's something special about this war movie
Hmm.
that like sticks out."
Yeah.
So,
For
Little
sure.
and the
alternate
fact that like
history.
Tarantino can write a movie that's not even majority of it's not in English and it's still entertaining as fuck. So
Hard to
yeah, like
do.
holy shit.
That's wild. I mean, I guess it's. I mean, it's cool that like three of our first Tarantino movies were Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
That's just interesting.
It's
But I
around that
remember
time
like,
for us, probably.
yeah, I was gonna say it probably sounded like saw it near, yeah. But I remember like watching Reservoir, like I think after Inglourious Bastards, and I found out who Tarantino was. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and watch like his first one and watching this, and like that just solidified like how amazing he is as a filmmaker. 'Cause I was like, damn, this is his first film. It's like one location mostly, and it's fucking so engaging. Like all that,
Yeah.
like it's like this mystery fucking robbery who done it. It's like, oh man, I was just made. It was just inspiring
Yeah.
to see after, and then to like to just, go from Inglourious Bastards, this fucking, I mean, what he probably considers his masterpiece, to something still like that good. I was like, damn,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Goddamn.
Well,
God
from
damn, I
his-
love film.
Well, from his first film to his last, should we just talk about Once Upon a Time before we do our rankings then?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it.
sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. The last film. Remember seeing this one in theaters a couple years ago. It's a good
Yeah.
time.
Fuck
Yeah, I
yeah.
think I had like only seen this in the theater. Like I think I've only seen it one other time, and it was in the theater. And then so this time was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
kind of just different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember really enjoying it, but not thinking it was my favorite Tarantino movie the first time I saw it in theaters. And then
Yeah.
subsequent rewatches have elevated it to a status of like extreme enjoyment when I watched this movie.
Nice.
This watch through, I felt the enjoyment levels, but I will say this is one that I think just kind of stays at the same enjoyment level and might not get better and better on rewatches. It did the first couple times, and now it's kind of like leveled out maybe for me. So I don't know. It's a great movie. Yeah, love it. What do you guys think about
So
it?
cap out at like 5 watches, you're saying?
No, I'm gonna keep watching
I
it.
feel like
forever,
I like formed a few new like connections. I feel like watching this the second time
Yeah.
that I didn't
Dude.
catch the first time, and I think it might just be because of like watching all of his other shit before this too. Because like to me, like starting off, you like one of the first scenes it introduces bounty law, and like I don't know like the two movies before this, like you have a main character that's like a bounty hunter, and like I don't know, from this perspective it's like them making a movie about, or like making media about a bounty hunter, and it's like kind of like meta in a sense where it's like Tarantino making fucking western shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Pacino talking to DiCaprio, where he's
Nudging,
like
nudging,
five fists of McCluskey, and it's like just seeing the Nazis, like he's just burning Nazis.
Yeah,
he's just-
Somebody
right.
order fried sauerkraut.
I mean, it's like Inglourious Bastards, Django. He's just
Yeah.
like throwing it back
Yeah.
to like his other shit, and like kind of seeing where he's at now with like his characters and stuff. So
Yeah, I
he's
think
having a
that,
lot of
like-
fun in this movie.
Right. This watch through, it like endeared me a little more the first time, because the first time I was like, it did strike me a little bit. I was like, damn, is he just like tooting his own horn a little bit here, or like what? But no, yeah, it's just fun to see now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw this in theaters, I drug Sarah to go see it with me, and then after that, I got back from Texas, and I continued to drag everybody I knew to go see this with me. I saw this in theaters. I think total at the end of it all was 6 times, and then after it came out on Blu-ray, I would watch it once a week, and then fall asleep to it. So I fucking
Damn,
love this
son.
movie.
Nice.
So,
It's
yeah.
definitely the
And
most
every time
like
I watch it, it gives me goosebumps, and I love it. It's a great movie.
Definitely
Yeah.
like the most feel good of Tarantino's catalog.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the most vibey, just like straight up
Yeah.
enjoyment, like on a style level, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, LA.
Yeah, and I love the way he approached the 3-act structure too, because like the first act is short and it's the first day. The second act is the longest and it's the second day, and you get to know the characters. And the third act is obviously the other shortest, and it's the climactic moment. So
Time jump ahead.
it's good approach.
Yeah, it
And
is. Yeah.
I want to live in this movie. I think I just
Right.
want to stick around. It's like a nice hug. I love it.
I mean, it's like as far as like his like fantasy revisionist like movies go, it fits like nicely into his films too.
Mhm.
With like Inglourious Bastards and Django and those ones, but this one, like I said, it's like the most feel good. It's got the happiest ending I think of all of his movies. Like
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
about that
works out.
actually.
Glorious
Um,
Bastards.
True.
I
Somewhat.
was gonna ask, so do you think the ending is like a happy ending?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I see.
circumvents like the natural tragedy that happened to like a
Yeah.
What
brighter
does he?
future.
Right. Feels almost like
But
social justicey, where it's
Here to
like,
do devil shit.
but the thing
The
is though,
devil.
did he prevent it or did he postpone it? You know, because I mean,
I think he prevented it
as the
because like
camera's
that
panning
action of
away, the
that
eerie
night.
music.
Yeah, the action of that night where the hippies broke in and like murdered somebody. Obviously, they went to the house next door or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
will hippies go out and do that again? I don't know, maybe. But like, I think like this
I don't know,
Well, they
national
did.
maybe.
tragedy is like no, that will never be like a thing. You know?
Well, they
yeah,
did in real
that.
life, right? I mean, there was multiple murders that happened like that, the witchy kind of murders. So
Yeah.
I don't really
from the
know about
Manson
him, but
family.
I know they
Yeah.
call them the Manson murders. Yeah,
Mhm.
like plural.
Boy, do
But
I
I,
have a book
I
for
didn't know
you
if that was
guys.
just like one house, with multiple
That's what I
people, or
thought. But
Yeah. That was my
I
understanding.
I don't
mean,
really actually know.
do you
So
think like there's like a sad ending there then?
I mean, I just feel
like
like
they'll come back.
it's the
Charlie will
once
come
upon a
back.
time where it's as a happy ending for now, and it's just we're living in this moment of like, okay, it's
Hmm.
postponed. You know, Hollywood isn't changed yet. Like this whole atmosphere of this tragedy that kind of stained this era and moving forward, it hasn't happened, but it's still. I mean, it's obviously it's still it happened in real life. So this I don't know. I just feel like this is happy for now. We're living in this
Yeah.
moment.
I mean,
So
it still feels
Interesting,
like
because
things are gonna change in the future. I kind of get that
yeah.
vibe,
yeah,
but
I got that in this watch through a lot more, mostly because like I don't know, throughout I was just like focusing on Cliff and uh Rick's friendship a lot more, and like in this third act when he's like coming back from doing all the Italian westerns, and it's like he doesn't really know what he's gonna do next, and Cliff doesn't really know what the fuck he's gonna do because they kind of like are diverging now or whatever. Um, I don't know. By the end of it, it's like, well, this is an action that like feels like it. If they weren't already, like Cliff is just gonna be in Rick's life probably forever. Like just like
yeah, they're
defended his
bonded.
house and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, when he gets invited into Sharon Tate's house, that was almost like a, oh shit, are we like next step in the career? He's in Roman Polanski's house now,
Yeah.
like with all these young actors and
Yeah.
actresses, like. So that was
Right.
like that
His
took me
career
off as
could like
like,
be redefined now. Like
yeah,
that he's in the
he
cool
might be like
club.
revitalized or something. Yeah. So I was like, that's to me, it felt like, oh, this could just like be going nowhere but up. But I don't know. On top of the whole fairy tale aesthetic,
That's, I mean, I think the fairy tale too,
Yeah.
and that maybe seals it for me as like true happy ending,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
like once upon a
I
time.
mean, I could see the happy ending. I'm not saying it's not a happy ending. I was just thinking
Yeah,
about it this watch through where it's like
it's
it
melancholy.
feels happy and then it's kind of got eerie music behind it. So it's kind of like,
Hmm.
are we supposed to feel happy or are we just supposed to be like, oh, this is in this moment,
Made it
it's
out.
it's
Yeah,
good.
that music
Yeah.
to me felt like mystic Tarantino. It wasn't like eerie. It was
Yeah.
like sending you
Okay.
off in
Yeah.
like Tarantino's own way of like
I did actually make a
happiness.
note that like I don't think there was even like an intro sequence in this movie,
Very slow
and
and
there,
subtle.
there
Like
definitely wasn't any like music at the beginning either, which I thought was like a different tone than he usually does, because I feel like he usually has like an intro with
for
some
sure,
banging music.
it's just
Yeah.
like a slow pullback on J.K.
Rick Dalton's
Hill, not
face.
J.K. Hill, Rick Dalton's. Yeah, it's just like
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
anguish smile or whatever, and then like
Yeah.
just like and then they get in the car and just like fucking drive.
I also
Honestly,
like. Oh, you go. You
I
go.
was just gonna say this is probably my favorite soundtrack of all the Tarantino movies as well.
Really,
Like it
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of rips. So
I like
yeah.
how it's like the classic like groovy shit, and then it's like you have a lot of the like old TV show music. Like that's
Right.
like the
Yeah.
eerie shit where it's like when like he's in the Spawn Ranch house and it's just
Oh
like
my
that
god.
music in the
Oh yeah.
background and shit. Like
That is tense.
it's like a
Yeah.
nice mix of those two things. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Tarantino can really like write obviously a suspenseful scene, but like this is he has my favorite scenes of all time of all movies, but like this is like number two for me, the Spawn Ranch scene. And
Really.
then when Tex is running back on his horse, I love that fucking shot where
Mm.
it comes up to it, the drone shot at the top, and it's just like I love it. So
I thought you were
It
gonna
gets me
say the scene
gets
where
me
he just like
juiced.
where Cliff just fucking knocks that like
Oh,
just
that too.
yeah. I was like,
Ladies. Yeah, it's
That
good.
scene is great. I think what makes
Yeah.
this one not really like elevate on rewatch for me as much as like some of the like
Knowing what
that scene.
happens.
I mean, it's just like something is lost, I will say. But then the like release of that scene is that it doesn't matter, kind of like all your expectations are subverted, and then it just chills out, which like
Yeah,
eases
like
back into
literally
the vibe of the movie.
the next
So
shot, he's basically
Yeah.
just in a different spot picking up Rick. So like,
yeah,
or picking up,
right.
picking up Rick. So like, I don't know.
I mean, it's very.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind
this
of
movie
game.
moves very slow, and you just follow characters too. So if you're not on board for just like slow moving, obviously a lot of driving shots and just like walking shots and stuff like that. I mean, that's where this movie's more style than substance. I think there's a lot of substance and there's a lot of fun and character stuff, and it's this is. I think this is the best movie about making movies, or one of them, the most entertaining at least, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it still kind of falls into some traps of just like not having a lot to do. I don't know. There's
I just
arguments about
remembered
Margot Robbie in this
there's like
story too, but I don't really.
when they're in Italy and
That's
they're
a
going over
silly
like the
argument.
directors and like the movies that he's in. I forget what the first name is, but one of the guys is like Antonio Margaret.
Yeah, Dude from
And I'm like,
Inglourious
holy
Basterds.
shit! Like, yeah. How could that not? Like, how could you not remember that? You know, like,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, there. I
but
mean,
like,
there's a lot of funny, like I don't know, funny moments in this film too. I mean, I
Oh,
feel
it's
like the Leo
hilarious.
freak out is
yeah,
like,
Mhm.
you know, that blew up.
Oh,
dude, I
Um,
actually, I
Cliff
ordered one of those
tripping,
mugs,
obviously.
like of that set of mugs that he got.
Oh, like
I
oh,
the
ordered
really?
one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jake Cahill
Nice.
One
mugs
where
or
he
whatever.
makes the drinks or whatever in, or
Yeah, like I don't even know what it's from to be honest, but I just kind of like the mug.
What, the
I
Stein?
know
The
what
beer
it's
Stein?
from.
yeah.
No, like he's got this like little like white mug, and they're like each like different colors and shit. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a
okay.
blue one.
nice.
I don't know.
Take a look.
I'll
Yeah,
show
we
you when
should.
it shows up.
Yeah. Yeah. I
We'll all
mean,
get the rest of the colors and have fucking
Yeah,
Rick
right?
Dalton.
yeah, I'll be sipping. Yeah, I mean that's a big highlight of this movie for me is the characters. The humor, it's hilarious, but like the characters, just following them. I mean,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like chilling, watching TV. They're literally just doing that in like a scene, and I don't know. I mean, them bouncing off each other is like they're carrying a lot of the movie just on their back. I think as actors, but in a
I
good way.
feel like
I think this
some
is
like one thing I picked up on this watch through was that like to me, I feel like Rick is like basically the main character instead of like Cliff, even though Rick I don't know. I feel like as a viewer, you kind of like are under the assumption that like that Rick is like the main character because he is like the actor and like Cliff is just the stuntman. But I feel like most of the screen time is with Cliff. Like and like some
Mhm.
is with Sharon because you know like you have to like introduce her character and have her like doing shit to like
Mhm.
remember that she's like gonna be in it at the end. But
Yeah.
like I feel like most of your time is spent with Cliff, and then like also at the Spawn Ranch scene, I feel like it makes you realize that like Cliff is basically doing the same thing, or it could be like assumed that Cliff is doing the same thing to Rick that like these hippies are doing to George or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
like
I
yeah.
didn't catch that before. I just thought it was kind of interesting, but like it seems like Cliff is actually loyal to Rick and they are actually friends. But
Yeah.
like I feel
Yeah,
like
man.
it is supposed to make you question it, but like I don't know, I feel like it's like really subtle or something that I in particular didn't pick up before, but I don't know. I just thought
No,
it was like
for
kind of
sure.
an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I think I like I said because I was kind of like analyzing their relationship more this watch through than I think I did before and other ones, and yeah, that was like a really good. I mean, and the fact that he like supposedly killed his wife, I think is supposed to make you like question if he's like a good guy or if he can like be
Mhm.
trusted or that kind of thing. Um,
I
and
think they're
yeah,
both bad people. But
I mean they're not great
I mean, he's
people.
not a good person, I
Yeah.
don't think.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, Cliff killed his wife.
Yeah.
And
and
then
I mean
Rick is
like
just an asshole,
I'm
so
just saying if
And
like
beat up
Cliff
Bruce Lee and yeah.
I don't know. Like Cliff
allegedly.
is like
Yeah.
pretty old and like that he's just like picking up some hippie chick who's like that young like is
Yeah.
pretty fucking like
Sus.
weird. I mean, like
Yeah.
He's like a
I don't
drifter
know.
type, definitely.
Yeah,
He
Right.
just has Brad Pitt's
Right.
looks.
kind of gross.
Yeah.
I do
Just
love.
Oh,
has
yeah.
Brad Pitt's looks.
Yeah,
He's kind of trailer trash, you know? He's like living in
Yeah,
a trailer. Fucking,
Basically, yeah.
living out back, kind of a movie theater. I mean, just the vibes of
Right.
that shot too. But
yeah, that's
one
good.
moment I love is like the acknowledgement of the flashback that happens with Brad Pitt, where it's like he's like
Yeah.
on the roof work and he's like thinking back to like what he did,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
it comes like you see the flashback, which is whatever. It's a fine scene or whatever. And
I
then it
totally
comes back
forgot
to
that it was a
him.
flashback. Like until it
Yeah.
came back, and I'm like,
It's
oh
like
shit,
long
it's
enough.
a flashback.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he like
Yeah.
he's like smoking, he's just like, all right. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, that's just a really fun way to do a flashback, I feel like, where the character like acknowledges it at the end, you know, in like
It's
a
like
good way.
Actually remembering it. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Usually they're
cool.
just like staring off and then they just like look away and then do something else, you know,
Mhm.
after the flashback's over. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and so I think I had a point. Oh no, but like my conclusion of my Rick Dalton Cliff Booth friendship analysis was that they're equally not like great guys. They're equally kind of like symbiotic, you know, like they kind of just like use each other for support when they need it. You know, like he's asking him to like put his name in for a job on set.
Yeah.
He's always driving him everywhere. Rick like kind of just needs him for moral support, emotional support.
Yeah.
Because he's breaking down on set, thinking about how his career's over. So yeah, I don't know. It was super fun. I don't know. I put on my fucking
When he's fucking breaking
My
down in that
goggles.
trailer, and he like, I'm never gonna drink again. And then like the next shot is him drinking.
yeah, tosses it out. Couldn't have two
Goddamn
whiskey sours. I'd
alcoholic.
have fucking 8. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is Leo's best performance. I think I've finally decided.
Really?
I think this is it. Yeah.
It's one of the most revealing, I feel like, him. It's like scathing
Yeah.
to an actor, but also like you're saying though, like his weakness that he need, like he's so needy and like I don't know. That's like a very raw thing for an actor to do, I'd say, which I
Yeah, definitely.
props to him for sure.
That's so I have this debate with my other two buddies where they say that they've been saying this is his best performance, and I've been like saying no, it's Django, or The Wolf of Wall Street, and I've been holding strong, but finally I think I caved. I think I'm like, yeah, I think
It'll
this
just
is
be
it. I
whichever
think
one
this
you
is
watch last, right?
right,
I mean.
right, yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I feel like you've said that like almost every movie. Like you're like the rankings are changing up.
Yeah,
like I
now
think
it's
this
this
is
one
the
now.
new top.
It's so hard.
He's doing
This is
different
the-
ones. Different
this
things
is
in all of them.
challenging.
Mhm. Different attempts as an actor, so it's hard to kind of like gauge which one is the best, you know. But
Yeah. Characters. Yeah.
I do have a question though. I mean, the end of this movie obviously goes a complete right turn into like insanity and violence and shit like that. It's really fun. Love it. It like caps the movie in this way that's like obviously Tarantino. I don't know. To me, there is a slight like disconnect of tone in this movie though, where it's like vibey and chill the whole fucking time, and then like the last 10 to 15 minutes,
Or like
it
hyper violent.
well, it feels almost like
Yeah.
Tarantino basically doing it because like it's his brand now, where it's like, oh well, they're expecting me to, you know, kind of do
Like you needed some violence in
Mm.
there. You just had to throw in a dose of extreme violence.
gotta slam
I mean, I
heads
feel
in
For
the
like
wall
10
10
minutes and then you're
times,
done,
and
yeah?
then
Yeah.
get
holy
it, you know,
fuck.
like
Well,
Yeah.
so
I
it's
feel
just
like
That was pretty excessive.
I mean, what makes
I
it work,
disagree, but yeah. Go
Yo,
ahead,
and what
Alex.
makes it work, and I'm
was
going to
fine,
defend it, of
just-
course.
Yeah.
I liked it, to be honest. I don't think it
I
was
like
off.
it,
I'm
too.
just
It's
saying
just-
it was a very extreme. Like
yeah.
I mean, let me try to
I
justify
actually
it,
think that comes
guess.
from a place of love from Tarantino. If that sounds crazy, I think it's his love of Hollywood and like this weird like retribution he's trying to like
It's
instill
revenge
in the audience.
oriented.
Yeah,
yeah, I get that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Mhm.
I don't know.
Defend
But,
it,
I mean,
Alex. What you got?
Have you guys read any about the Manson murders and what they did to Sharon Tate and the family, like the people that were living there?
It's bad.
Pretty
Right.
fucked up.
So I mean, I guess the way I view it is they were supposed to do something witchy, right? And so when they go to Sharon Tate's house and they like
Devil stuff.
Yeah, and there was so
We're
much
gonna
blood
do
on the
devil
scene
shit.
where it was
The
just
real donut.
it was caked on all the carpets, and it was a fucked up scene, and some like the police officers and people who saw it were like, it was like the most disturbing thing they've seen, right? So I guess in that respect, this is just the reverse. This is what the hippies got. Like this is kind of, I guess, the
For
payback
sure.
of
Right.
that is like this extreme violence that's happening where a woman's constantly screaming in the background because she's getting attacked or her face is busted up, and Brad Pitt's just demolishing this girl. And yeah, so I don't know, I just feel like in that way it's kind of just justified, where it's like
Yeah.
Hmm.
this extreme violence is kind of just flipped,
I just feel
you know?
like
A recreation.
you
But
have to
yeah.
know something. You have to have knowledge outside the movie for that to be like
Definitely.
fully connected. Which, like, if I mean, most people nowadays that have seen this movie specifically probably don't even fucking know like anything about it. Like those
Oh,
actors that they pop up on the
definitely.
screen, I barely know them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's I wonder like if a younger moviegoer nowadays sees this movie and they just see like chill vibes and then ultra violence without connecting the dots, and you just see
I
like
think that's
women being like
Yeah.
fucking like I just like
I think that's where this
I
movie had a
mean,
big
to be
disconnect
honest, though, I
because
feel like you
it
could
is
say that about a lot of Tarantino's movies.
oh yeah.
I mean, that's just like that people just are attracted to the like extreme violence. So I mean, and they miss
Yeah.
kind of the point of the actual plot and how good they actually are.
But
For
at the
sure.
same time,
Yeah.
now, like, I know this movie got a bad rep for the Margot Robbie stuff, where it's like, oh, she didn't get enough scenes, and it's supposed to be about. But the scenes that she did get were like perfect. I mean, she was the epitome of the
I
goodness. Like
agree.
she is just straight good, pure good in
She's
this
just
movie
living her
full of
best life.
such
That's kind of what I
bad
got.
things, right? You know, and it's like, and her enjoying the art that she made, where she was just finally getting her foot in the door, you know, and just getting started. Where I don't know, it was perfectly made. And then the heat, where it's like, oh, well, Margot Robbie had the least amount. Are we counting lines in movies? Honestly, like
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The purpose she served, I think it was perfect, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Symbolic.
think the character itself it was a perfect amount of time. She cooked. And that's all we needed.
I
I
don't know. I
agree.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I
I
could
thought it was
see that,
fine.
but I could also see more
Yeah.
for that character, especially when you rally an entire story around it. But I mean, in a way, I guess you don't rally the story, but when I
No,
first heard this
Yeah.
movie being
Premise.
like discussed, because I remember following it before it was even made, where it's like it has to do with the Manson murders, Sharon Tate murders, and it's just like when you tie that to your movie, I feel like you are kind of like taking on something in a way. Obviously, Tarantino has his own goals, but like,
I think that's with like the Spawn Ranch scene, where the entire time you're thinking Brad Pitt's gonna die, but then your expectations are subverted. That's this entire movie, because at least my first watch through, I'm like, all right, when's the Tate murder is gonna happen? When's this gonna
Yeah.
happen?
hmm,
And then they subvert your expectation. They never happen. In fact, the hippies die. Sharon Tate lives, and then the once upon a time dot dot dot. You know, it's like, aha. So I don't know. I just feel like the whole movie in itself was just took your expectations. They were like, "Fuck you,
yeah,
I'm doing it my way."
no,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So put a little respect in your voice there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Get out
No,
of here.
I just I remember watching this in the theater and like I had this distinct feeling that only like half the theater got it. It was like a weird like
Yeah.
oh, definitely.
I can see that.
I felt
Yeah.
the same exact way the first time I watched it, because it was me and Sarah and like six other people who were just like 40-year-old dudes. You know, and they come in, they're like, "This is the Tarantino movie, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
yeah, you're in the right spot.
Yeah, so I just feel like they
And
kind
then
of
they
were
were
like
pissed off on the
expecting
way
it,
out.
right? They were kind of expecting a Tarantino movie, and it was a Tarantino movie. It was just his love poured into one movie of what Hollywood meant to
Old
him, you
Hollywood,
know?
yeah. I do
Yeah.
love that he like revitalized like Hollywood Boulevard and stuff like that. He like remade
Oh,
signs and
cool.
put new lights up and basically like
Oh, fucking rocks, yeah.
brought
Yeah.
new life to it. Yeah, good on him.
That's dope.
Well, I mean, I guess rankings. I'm gonna leave it at
Yeah.
4.5. You know, super solid.
Four and a
Love it.
half.
I think that's what I
All
gave
right,
it
all
too.
right.
Such a disservice. No,
Yeah, I
okay.
gave it 4.5.
That's fair. It's fair.
5 stars every time.
Yeah, I gave it 5 stars.
Nice. Nice. Super
Yeah,
enjoyable.
no, what made
Yeah.
this making this list so difficult is all but one of his movies I have at 5 stars. So it's
That's
just
pretty
a matter
crazy.
of now where do I put
Poison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do I want to like watch in which order? Like, what do I reach for? But that changes depending on my mood. So it's tough. It's a tough list.
Because I think a lot of mine are 5 stars too, if I'm being honest. But I don't know.
I got a lot of
I had a
fives and
couple at 5
4.5s.
stars.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't think I had one that was lower than 4, but most of them were between 4 and 5.
Yeah, okay.
All of them were between 4, except for Death Proof.
yeah.
I guess
I do have
spoilers
a-
for my list.
I do have a question. Are we putting Kill Bill? They're one, right?
I just put them
That's
together.
how I did it.
Oh, they're one.
Yeah.
You said you're
Yeah,
putting them together. Okay.
I didn't
You,
put them together.
you separated 1 and 2.
Are they
It's like-
next to each other?
Nah. They're actually
Ooh.
kind of far apart.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, let's
Should
let's
I
just
fix
get
it?
into
Should
it
I
then.
change?
No,
I
I'm
can just
curious
I can
now.
just join them
No,
together. It's fine.
I kind of
don't.
want to like know where because I considered doing that, but I was
All
like,
right, fine. I'll just keep mine how they are. Yeah.
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 But
keep
should
it.
I
yeah,
should
fuck
I
it.
like go one more round because I'll have one extra
You will have
movie.
one extra. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, here.
I
you
can just go
Have you
first.
seen?
My
have
first
you
one
seen
is Death
Thoroughbreds?
Proof.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Which I feel like
is
was
that
pretty obvious, right?
anyone's not? Is that not anyone's?
I mean,
last
that's
one,
everybody's
or-
bottom, right?
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
that's mine.
It's
Yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, number 9, Death Proof. I mean, for me, 9.
Yeah,
Still
for me,
pretty good.
10.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. It's hard to like rate that one because it's intentionally bad and schlocky.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
still
But it definitely
feels
wasn't
right.
like a bad movie, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, it
Right.
was still
Oh,
good. I don't.
ridiculous.
I was entertained. Like,
Yeah.
Adding all the
it
right
fucking
things.
rocked.
I mean, it probably
Kurt-
could have been like shorter. To be honest, it probably could have just been like an hour short. But
I think it
like,
could have
maybe.
been rewritten to be better too. Honestly, if Tarantino like took another couple years on it, I think that movie would be solid as shit. But it's
that's
just
probably
not.
true too.
Kurt Russell really brought it though. You know.
He
and
did.
He really.
He fucking did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I just simp for Kurt, but damn,
That's good.
great head of
Uh,
hair on that fucking guy.
I will say I don't
Man,
really have the urge
honestly,
to rewatch it though.
I feel like Tarantino
Really?
really gets the most out of fucking Kurt Russell and Sam Jackson. I feel like he
Hell
just
yeah.
knows how to utilize both of them.
Really
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
strengths.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For
Man,
sure.
like almost everything that Sam Jackson is in is like so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to, like he knows when he's casting how
roles.
to like play to each actor's strength. I think like he really is like
Mm.
thinking about what they can do for that character in his like words, you know, and like
He
their
thinks about
strengths.
movies
And like
differently,
different.
man.
I mean, like Django, he plays a completely different part. Like
Yeah.
than he normally does. You know what I mean? And then like
Relatable part,
I don't know, then Hateful Eight, he's like back to basically the same Sam Jackson shit kinda. Like I don't
Smooth
know. Like
talking,
yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
fucking badass.
Big black dingus.
Well, number 8.
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, you guys want to just say well, should I say my next one to
Go
catch
ahead.
up? I have the Hateful Eight at 9.
I have the Hateful Eight. as
That's
well.
that's my
At
next
8?
one at 8.
Well,
yeah.
I can say
Yeah,
my
at 8.
next one too,
Really?
if that's cool. My 8 is actually Jackie Brown.
Get the fuck out of
Okay.
here. Sorry, I didn't mean to lash out like that.
I can get out of here. I mean, it's cool.
I can leave. I'm at home.
I can leave.
We're all entitled to our own opinions. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean Hateful Eight and Death Proof I have at 3.5. So like they're definitely like not as good as some of his other stuff in my opinion.
Honestly, I was thinking about it, and I just thought Hateful Eight would have been better if it was just like Django and White Hell, or
Dude,
like
I-
it was just like a
strangely.
sequel to Django. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that just would have made it just better. I don't know, like
I'd be more on
'Cause,
board
like,
for it. That's for
if
sure.
it's like the assumption that it might be Django, then I feel like it's just like then like I don't
Why
know.
not
You
go-
might as well just have it like totally disconnected.
do it.
Like
Yeah.
why would you leave it up in the air? I don't know. I just feel like one or the other was fine, and I
think
don't
it-
know.
At probably the end decision was like he didn't want to like take away from the Hateful Eight, but then like some of those characters are barely even like Michael Madsen's character in that. I feel like he was like an afterthought almost in that movie. So
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah. Choke gauge.
rename it
That's
so
the
it's
most
not the
basic
Hateful Eight.
ass. Yeah.
Then.
Interesting. I think my wait. So you guys said your 8s were
Hateful
Uh,
Eight.
Wait,
Hateful Eight.
We'll just stick both of mine at Hateful Eight and Jackie.
Wow.
I can talk about Jackie Brown too if you want.
My 8 is
Jackie
Reservoir
Brown's-
Dogs.
Mine's
Oh
really?
shit!
Yeah, which surprised
Damn.
me because it was like one of my favorites of all time early on. One of the first ones I saw of his, but
damn.
I just enjoyed like so many more of these, more than that watching through. So yeah,
Tarantino's
and
a
up,
better
down, and
scene
bottom.
writer by the time he makes Hateful Eight. So like the scenes
Yeah,
feel better in my opinion, but I think overall Reservoir Dogs is like better.
I
fair
thought the
enough.
same thing,
Fair
kind of,
enough.
because like they're like so similar, but it's just
Yeah.
like, and like I don't know, it's not like Hateful Eight is like bad. Like I mean, a lot of things are better than Reservoir Dogs. It's just like,
It's just nothing new for him, in my
yeah,
opinion. So it just kind of like falls to the bottom naturally.
fair.
But I get what you're saying about Reservoir Dogs though. It's definitely like his first steps, you know,
Yeah, yeah. I
baby
don't know.
steps.
Yeah.
These other ones just popped more to me, I suppose.
That's for sure.
hopping.
Well, my number
Poppin'.
7 is Jackie Brown. Kind of wanted this one to be a little
Yeah,
higher
I
up,
do.
but I will say this is a first time watch also. So like I gotta let it settle, you know, let it kind of take its time and maybe move up. Will it? I don't know,
That's fair.
but I really enjoyed it on my first watch, and it's better. This is where like I think like now we've like reached peak, not peak, but like we've crossed the threshold into top tier
Yeah.
Tarantino here. So
Starting
like
to ascend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I
My
just
number
needed to
7.
watch it again. I feel like I was just like not hooked. I don't know, like, and I feel like that kind of made the rest of it just not pop for me. Like,
it's
I don't
fair.
know. I might just need to watch it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I
think I
mean, I
will too.
recommend. I think the rewatches were more rewarding,
Yeah,
personally.
I could see that. I think I'll need it to really evaluate it more.
It definitely opened my eyes to it being like, wow, this is a fantastic thing. So
What's anybody else's number 7? Is it different or?
I have Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, so
Interesting.
still down there a little
Not,
bit.
not too far.
Yeah.
I have Kill Bill Volume 2 at my 7th.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
All right.
What
Alex, you seem like you have words.
Just curious why.
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like most of these for me are just like interchangeable because, like, they're all kind of like the
They're all
fucking
really
same. Like,
good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I guess this is like lower down on my list, but I don't know. Like, thinking about the other ones, I just like, I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, it felt like it deserved to be down here.
I mean,
Okay.
my number 6 is Kill Bill, like both of them. So
Really?
Yeah,
that's
okay.
next on mine.
Same.
All right.
I mean,
Same here.
you know, it's
Wait, Noah,
his
did you
most
say your 7?
insane
My 7 was also
balls to the
Jackie
wall.
Brown.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and so Matt's calling out. Matt's reading my list right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 6
6
is also the
Kill
Kill
Bill.
Bills. Yeah.
My 6 is Reservoir Dogs.
Okay. Solid. Mine's Bastards.
Whoa.
Interesting. Okay.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah.
It got shuffled.
Yeah.
This watch through. This is. It was after, pretty much after Reservoir Dogs, where my list. The middle here is where things got kind of slapped around. So,
Yeah. Fair enough.
But-
fair
That's
enough.
a shocker. Nice. Are we on to number 5 then, or what?
yeah, top
Yeah,
fives.
My number 5 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Dude, same here.
Okay.
Nice. Most like
That's
loose
all right.
of Tarantino's, and it feels like strangely right that it's that loose. I don't know. Great performances, lovely ending. Not my fit, not the best, but really good.
Yeah. Good enough to make
My-
top 5.
That's right.
Mine is Jackie Brown.
Nice. Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
This movie fucking rules, man.
Better than Inglorious Bastards, really.
Honestly, on this watch through, it is. I mean, like I said, all these are 5 stars. It's just like, if I want to turn on Bastards or Jackie Brown, I'm gonna choose Jackie Brown.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay. Was that kind of like the criteria you were going with since you've seen
Yeah,
so
it's
many
like
of these?
now,
It's like
now it's just
rewatching.
like, which ones do I grab to watch?
Yeah.
You know, to just flick on. And I think now, after this watch through, because yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, if I had him in front of me, I would choose Jackie Brown. I think
Yeah.
about Jackie Brown like often. I really enjoyed it. So
Or, I
Nice.
think that's like a fair way to like weigh your
Yeah.
choices. That's like seems pretty good. Yeah. I was just like going by my gut, my fucking like what I
Honestly,
That's
enjoy.
what you
same.
do.
Like, I feel like what first came to my mind at at that like level, like what would be
Yeah.
next, like I kind of just went with it. I don't know.
Yeah. I was like swiping through Letterboxd, and like when that one came up, I'd be like, it's probably down
And,
here for me. I just kind of
and
spot.
honestly, I mean, it might even shift up a slot, but it depends on the day.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Depends how you're feeling.
What we got a
mood you're feeling.
number 5 still for somebody?
Mine is Hateful Eight.
That is
Nice.
I thought it was good enough to
Solid.
break top 5. Yeah, I was like, it's
Solid.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just good, man. And like I said, I think it was only my second or third time rewatching it, so I think it was just a little bit more enjoyable for me.
Yeah, definitely. What was yours, Joe? I don't know if I heard it.
My 5 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. So you and
yeah.
Matt had the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number 4s.
Cool. Alright.
Just kind of surprised that I have this as like the only person that's this high, but mine's Reservoir Dogs for number 4. So this one for me is the movie out of all of Tarantino's movies that have been like incrementally getting better the more times I watch it. Like I'm like it surprises me more how much I think it's good. It feels like tight tailored and like a first like debut into Tarantino's craft, and
Yeah.
it's
Almost like bare bones, like minimalist
Yeah.
version of what he does.
Yeah.
And then he just like built on that kind of like feeling or structure almost.
100%. Yeah. It's like contained in all the great ways, and it's like it doesn't have like the silliness of like Hateful Eight or all his later stuff yet. So it kind of feels like more timeless in ways in his catalog too. You know, like it's like a nice like little starter spot. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Kind of changed how dialogue was perceived in movies, so it just kind of changed the whole scope of things,
For sure.
Yeah.
I like
Great
it.
debut.
I like it enough to put it number 4.
Mine is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, mine is also Pulp Fiction.
Hey, let's go. All right.
This and Jackie Brown, I think, could also be interchangeable. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because Pulp Fiction just has like such a lovely thing in my heart.
More
So
magic to it for me. Pulp Fiction's my number 3.
Yeah.
So
okay.
top 3 for me.
Yeah, I feel like it had to be in top 5, like of anyone's list. I think it would make it.
For sure.
Definitely.
I mean, great performances, great dialogue. Like the web of the story that dovetails at the end is just super sweet and fun. It's like life and death, light and dark, like laughs and fucking murder. It's just like a perfect like mishmash of all this stuff.
Awesome. My number 3 is Kill Bill.
My 3 is Kill Bill Volume 1.
Damn, that's pretty high.
Okay.
How can Volume 1 be so high and
I
Volume 2
don't
be
know, man. I told you it was just based on my instincts.
There you go. All right. Nice. Are we got
mine
number
was
3 still?
mine was Inglourious Bastards.
Nice.
It's always been up there. It always will be. Tried and true. Just like killing Nazis. What can I say?
Killing Nazis.
Killing Nazis.
That's my number 2.
That's also my number 2.
Yeah, Bastards was my number 1 for many years. So.
I love where this is going.
Yeah,
I love this.
My
number 2 is Once Upon a Time.
Same.
Also my second favorite film of all time. So
wow.
These next 2 are my top 2 films of all time. So
that's like kind of crazy that like all of us
all aligned
like are also Django for
we all know the number 1. Yeah.
Like fuck yeah. Like,
it's just his most enjoyable movie, right? I mean,
it really is. Like
rules.
it's so fucking good. Like
so good.
It's like it's so outlandish and silly, yet it somehow is like super tasteful and like elegant in ways almost. I don't know. It's like it's just such a
fucking good
experience. Yeah. Laugh out loud.
This is the movie I will always turn on. Like if I don't know what to watch, it's like fuck it, Django.
That is a good point. It is like unrealistically rewatchable, like unbelievably rewatchable.
Mm-hmm. And out of all of his like revenge stories, I think it's the best. Obviously, like it's it's just like the most like inherently enjoyable revenge out of them all.
It's relatable,
like most satisfying, I guess. Like
it really is. But it was Inglourious Bastards for a long time, but I think you convinced me this one, Alex, to just like go with my heart and go with like what I really love about this one.
But I'm glad you went with your heart. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So fucking good, man.
Yeah.
So my next question is, where do you put True Romance in this? I know it's a
Actually,
Tony Scott directed,
yeah.
but
I do have his other ones, so it's like My Best Friend's Birthday, which is like his like short film, and then Four Rooms,
mhm,
his like little
mhm.
spot in that one, and then it's Death Proof on my list. So True Romance. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. You know, I kind of think I like his little shtick in Four Rooms more than True Romance. Is kind of what I'm thinking right
I
now,
was just
but
comparing those two, and with like Death Proof,
Really?
I was comparing those. Yeah.
maybe I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
I've only seen them both once though, so kind of
Yeah, yeah. I'd probably stick True Romance right underneath Bastards.
really above some of his actual
Okay.
movies.
I would stick it above Hateful Eight and Reservoir Dogs.
Hmm,
Okay.
I just like the writing in that one. I mean,
that's
it's
pretty good.
fun.
Yeah, that's
Tony Scott, I think, needs to lay off the coke, but you know,
why they were
it's
hiring him
pretty
back then,
chaotic, but
dude.
it's kind of like the perfect chaos mixed with Tarantino's like
Mhm,
writing. So
for
Yeah.
sure.
I was gonna say I'd probably put it. It'd probably take over. It's over Death Proof for me, but I don't know if it goes above Reservoir Dogs on my list.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
Still
it's
good, but yeah, maybe if I rewatch it, because I do remember enjoying it a lot. I think if I
Yeah,
rewatched it, I might enjoy it more.
yeah.
it rules.
Yeah.
Well,
I have not seen it.
I,
he's in the movie
check it
chest,
out.
number 46 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
check it out.
Yeah.
yeah, give her a watch if you want to fill in Tarantino's full filmography.
I'll just like watch all the shit that you guys have guys went over before I joined.
Yeah, just the reviews, not actually the movies.
Dylan.
Well, I mean, shit. Director number 4
The
Yeah,
in
bank.
the
no
books.
kidding.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Damn, I have been there for half of that.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey.
Kind of.
This one felt,
So,
I don't know,
man.
Tarantino felt like it took a while for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I
Felt
took some
Really?
quick to
breaks.
me. It felt quicker than
Yeah.
Fincher for me for
Yeah.
some reason, but
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I think I
Fincher
enjoyed it more than
felt
Fincher
one of the
though.
longest.
Fincher,
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I'm looking back and it felt short. Maybe I'm just
Really?
on a different
I
wavelength.
also like moved mid dive, so like I feel like that
Different
lengthened
shit.
it for me.
Yeah.
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 That's true. Well, I haven't put in my like into the chat what my picks would be. Do you guys want to just like crowdsource it then, or what's the idea
Yeah.
for the next
Yeah, I
one?
think we just decide right now.
Oh shit! Did you like post
I did not
one?
put those.
I didn't
either.
put anything in yet, but I have a couple ideas.
Sure.
Um.
Oh, you mean for the directors?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I do have the next movie chest picks too. I don't think I took a picture yet though.
Yeah, I don't know. I had like made a list of like ones that I wanted to go over, ones that I was like cool with, and then ones that I didn't want to do out of I don't know, the list that Matt sent like a couple months ago. And
Mhm.
the ones that I wanted to do were the ones that I put in the chat.
Okay,
Or
so
in
should
the
we pick like 2 or 3 that we want to do next then, or what?
Yeah, I was
How
gonna
we
ask
do
how
that?
we want to do this. Do we want to just stick them all in a random generator, or is that too much fate?
No, I feel like we should
I could
agree.
be cool with
I
it
think we
because then
gotta
if we
agree, right?
like if we stick it in a generator but then disagree or don't want to do it, then like I don't know. I mean like then we'll know we don't want to do it, right?
I feel like we should
Unless like
pick a
one person really
couple.
doesn't want to do it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
This is okay, guys. This is like weeks. We have to, you know what I'm saying? This is
That is
months
a
of
good
our
point.
life.
I mean, like, I know that Alex
Yeah.
fucking hated the Kubrick dive. I mean, like, I don't want to put somebody
Well,
through that. Like,
Right.
didn't hate it.
point.
I just didn't like it. I
really
mean,
didn't
I enjoyed
enjoy
the
it.
process. Enjoyed the process. I do not care for his movies. I
Yeah.
think he peaked at like the first movie, The Killing. He peaked hard, and then it was just a
Nothing
nosedive,
after that.
nosedive until Full Metal Jacket and Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna
I
send
mean,
3 picks.
okay.
Nah.
No,
Nah, no.
just trying to decide my third. It's
I'll
tough.
narrow mine down to 3.
Should I narrow mine down to 3?
You guys we're texting these. You guys are texting.
I'm in the
No,
Discord.
Discord.
yeah, I'm gonna go back to director's tab and I'll just edit and then I'll
Okay.
take off the.
Ah, shit. All right. Here, I'll edit
Ugh.
too.
It's gonna be tough.
Shit, down to 3. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here I'm going. Boom.
All right.
That's it.
I got
I
some
did it as well.
wild picks. Damn. I was gonna keep the Coen brothers, but then I didn't.
Did mine go through?
What the?
Well,
No,
wait,
I don't
wait.
see yours.
No.
There it is. There it is.
Gotcha.
What we
Cohen's
got
reign
here?
supreme right now.
Yeah, I could go with that.
Roger mine.
Yeah. Cohen's and Wes Anderson. Actually, Scorsese too. Fuck. But
Wait, did we
Cohen's
tie?
takes the cake.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say, I think
waffling
Cohen's
between
one,
Yeah,
right?
Wes
Coen is
and
3.
Scorsese.
And I was almost gonna put the Coen brothers, so
Shit,
I'm
let's
cool with
just
it.
do it then, man. It's time. Another fun
Hell
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be
this will
good.
be a blast.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of their early shit is the stuff I haven't seen, so that's gonna be fun too. I've seen a lot
Really?
of their
Okay.
later stuff, but yeah,
I gotta get a new notebook.
This
I'm
is
almost out.
This is gonna be a big
I
one.
got 1 page left.
Holy shit! Need a whole new notebook for this one. Well, that's gonna be
It'll
fun.
feel good starting fresh.
Yeah. Number 5, Coen Brothers. Let's go.
Coen brothers. Yeah, that'll be fun.
It'll be another fun dive.
Yes, sir.
Energetic
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Some different
Funny,
shit
goofy
too.
ass
Yeah.
fun.
So, question with the Coens: are we gonna do the what is it, Lady Macbeth or
Tragedy of Macbeth.
Tragedy of Macbeth?
I was gonna ask that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Ethan Coen is like about to release another movie, a different movie, this year
Yeah.
or next year. So like
Yeah.
they've each released one by
Separate
themselves. Then.
projects. Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do them as like a double feature at the end or some shit, right?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
Just to, I mean, I'm gonna watch both, but just because I have
You
a
fucking
completionist
would, Matt.
mindset, yeah. I
You
just
would.
Can't stop. I can't stop, dude. I've done it all.
Sweet.
Shit. Well, let me look at what's the first one. Blood Simple.
Yes, sir.
Blood
Yeah.
Simple?
Ooh.
I've heard good
I haven't
things.
seen it.
Haven't seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Another
excited.
one. This is when we were doing the Tarantino one, and Reservoir Dogs is like the greatest director's debut, I think, and I would say the Coens are like right behind in
I've
terms
heard.
of great
Yeah, this one
director's
really
debut.
put them on the map,
Yeah,
and then Raising Arizona to follow it up. Mm.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nothing but up. Like
Yeah.
them and Tarantino, they're like neck and neck for me with like they're like my top 2 directors. Them
These
PTA.
guys,
I mean,
yeah, these guys
Yeah,
got
they're
style
probably up for
and
me,
some
too.
like entertainment value and some
Yeah.
substance. These guys are gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
right. Fuck yeah.
Shit. Well, you guys want to talk some just shit you've been watching? Are you guys good or what's the move?
I'll hang around
Yeah,
for a little bit.
Anything been really fun that you guys are watching worth talking about?
Just The
I watched-
Sopranos, really.
Yeah,
But
so
we were-
kind of the same. And Invincible. But
Yeah,
I
caught
gotta
up.
catch up on that.
it's kind of about it. I feel like there was something I watched, but I don't know. I don't know. I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but that was last week, so I don't know if I already talked about that like last episode. I don't know, just
That's
kind
a
of
good one,
random.
though.
Yeah.
That's one I'll throw on every so often, like that. I love you, man.
I love you, man.
So-
Rules.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes of the animated Scott Pilgrim show on Netflix. So
Yeah, I watched it.
yeah.
All.
Okay.
I
you
mean,
like
I don't
it?
want to lead you. I wasn't huge on it. It was fine.
Yeah.
But
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I rewatched the movie before I started it,
Mhm.
and I don't know, the movie just fucking slaps.
it was
The
great.
movie's so
I think I
goddamn
kind of
Yeah, the
figured
movie
out
does
that
slap.
I liked Edgar Wright more than Scott Pilgrim by the end of the animated show.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
also the animated show is like doing its own take. It's not even the comic book. It's like a modern. They're just like making this show, and it like is riffing on Edgar Wright's things and the comic book, and it's like
Mm.
meta outside it. I'm just like, dude, you got it.
okay.
It's just like too
Got a lot
much.
going
You gotta
on,
take it easy,
yeah.
bro. I don't even know what you're saying half the time. But yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, when Scott I mean, spoilers, I guess. When Scott dies in the first episode, I
just-
was like,
just
"What
like,
the
what?
fuck is
He dies?
happening?
What
He
It's like not in the
dies.
whole show.
I was like, what is happening?"
Yeah. There is a sequence though that I really loved in that when it's like the number 2 dude, the skateboarding guy. I think it's like episode
yeah,
4 or
Lucas
some
Lee.
shit, but it's like a little like skateboarding montage, and I think it like was my favorite part of that show. But yeah. Anything
Yeah.
else?
Great British Bake Off. I'm a sucker
What
for
the
it.
fuck? Get
I'm
the fuck
sorry.
out of here.
I don't know, man. I won't start no reservations, but I'll
Oh,
sit around
shit.
and watch some British Fox bake.
I showed up. So like I showed up at my mom's on like Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and she like picked me up, and I wasn't really doing anything on Wednesday night. I was watching some reality TV. I was watching she was
Hell
watching
yeah.
some fucking like I don't know, it was a Lifetime show. I think it was called like Married at First Sight or something like that.
Hey,
And I'm
that's
just
a
like,
great reality show. All right.
I was actually kind of into it, but like I don't know, I'm not here for reality TV. It's something different. I don't know, it's just not for me. But
It
like
just hooks
I
you.
was
It appeals to your
I was
base
in for the
instincts.
episode, you know, like
Yeah, it does.
It's
Whatever
fun to watch people
kick in
just implode. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it
they're like,
does.
yeah, I'm ready to get married,
Man,
and then
holy
they get
shit.
married, and they're like,
What?
There was
Ah,
like this
fuck.
like New Zealand guy, and I just like loved his accent. Like every time we talked, I'm just like, I'm on board with this guy. And then like as it got through the episode, I'm just like, wow, this guy is not really doing what he should be doing. I feel like. So, and then I felt bad for him, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe he just like deserves to not really be married.
He deserves to burn in
Because he
hell.
kind of doesn't really like. This isn't a really good relationship. I don't know, whatever.
Joe just hates
Uh,
Kiwis. Joe's just
I
There
don't
was
know.
this there was this one contestant on one season of Married at First Sight. She was a character, but there was an episode where she gets with all the guys, all the people they get together, and they go on this little vacation together. And she's like, "Well, did you guys drink your moon water?" Naturally, I'm like, "Okay, she's making this up." So I guess moon water is when there's a full moon, you stick a glass of water outside overnight, and it captures the essence and whatnot, and then it's supposed to balance you out for the next month.
Those
So
Flux
I
waves.
so
That's
naturally
funny.
it was
Flux
like, oh
waves are
well,
from Dragon Ball
there's
GT.
there's a full moon out this week, so I set a glass of water out, absorbed the moon's energy, drank it.
And you
I
turned
I didn't
into a golden great ape.
I did not feel any
That's what
different for
happens
the
in
month.
Dragon Ball
So
GT.
Hmm.
That's disappointing.
Color
yeah,
me
no.
not surprised.
It's
Yeah,
probably because you didn't believe. You have to. That's the key.
you're
Is that
right.
you have to
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it's
right.
gonna work.
You have to have a crystal around your neck too.
Mhm.
You
Right.
gotta be
Get the
gotta take
harness,
meditating.
the
All the
stuff, yeah.
chakras have to be
Yeah.
in line when you take
Channel the
first.
The
lunar
vibrational,
light.
the frequencies.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching Abbott Elementary. I don't know. I was trying to find a show after Friends, and I can't find Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip anywhere. Fucking sucks.
Really?
Even on this pirating site, it's like no, it's not there. So I gotta
Is
do
it-
more
Can you
digging.
not buy it on Amazon?
I
Or
could, but it's like, do I really want to do that?
Throw it
yeah,
on your
I guess we'll
Christmas
see.
list, dog. Throw it on
That's
I mean
your
it's only one season, so I mean
yeah, it's like I don't know if it's worth it or not. I'll get to it eventually, but I picked up like that one. It's kind of like Parks and Rec-y, definitely in that
I
vein.
started Abbott.
Okay, you didn't like it?
I fell off. It just felt like after a while, it was just kind of like there's nothing really new and fresh happening after like episode 10. So
It's kind of I just finished the first season. And I'm like, yeah, I really liked it in the first few episodes, and it's good.
Right.
I hope it kind of picks up a little more, just like investment.
maybe I
or
should have
something.
just kept going, but that's how I felt. It was just kind of like, yeah, I had fun the first few episodes, but after a while, it was like, so
Mhm.
give me something new. Give me something,
For sure.
I don't know,
They're,
fresh.
they're jimming the camera like crazy. Every character does it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
I love
like,
that. That's just like a verb now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and it's like they're like looking at it like it's like the first time anyone's ever looked at it. Still, and it's just like,
Right.
yeah.
At this point, it's just kind of like, okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I don't
You're not the
know.
first to
It
do this.
works
like for
still,
me,
though.
Not
I feel
cute.
like I realized like a couple weeks ago that like I haven't really been watching like a lot of sitcoms like in like the last like year, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of because of what you guys have been talking about. Like I feel like I don't know, when I start another sitcom, it just like doesn't have the magic anymore. I feel like I've just like seen it too many times. But maybe I just need a break, and I don't know. The next one I watch,
Maybe. Yeah, Friends kind
You
of
should check out.
opened up for me.
Yeah.
a little bit more. But
Honestly,
Friends is great.
maybe that's a good time for Friends. You know,
Do
I
it.
haven't watched a sitcom in a while.
there you go. Feel good.
You know, I
Modern
started this
Family is another one
Maybe I
where
should
it's
just take
like,
a and start Friends. The Friends.
The Friends.
do it.
Um. Also, it was watch. I just finished Jury Duty. It's on
Hmm.
Freevee.
Why'd you watch that?
I heard good things about it, and I
I
actually
think it's like
enjoyed it.
also somehow connected to
Okay.
Prime,
Yeah, it's on
possibly, or
Prime.
it's
Is it?
on
Yeah.
Prime.
Mhm.
I don't know,
Yeah, something like
I
that.
guess it's like an attachment to Prime, you'd say.
I
But
actually
it's
heard
its
good
own
things
thing.
about it too.
Enjoyable.
I like started the first episode, but then just like didn't even watch it.
Hmm.
So I just
It makes you. I don't know. I do question some of the realism, but overall, it's a pretty enjoyable show. Had some laughs. It's like Nathan for You esque, but doesn't have like the bite of it at all. It has more of just
Mhm.
like the. I mean, by the end of it, they highlight the main guy that they're kind of like toying with as like a hero.
honestly,
So
I don't
it's
know. I picked it like I don't know when I learned the premise, and it's gonna be like teaching me how like a court case works or some shit.
mhm.
Uh, like in the trailer or whatever, I almost got like Impractical Jokers vibes, and I
Little
guess
bit.
like for like what it was supposed to be, I'm just like I don't know if I'm gonna like this, so I just didn't.
Mhm.
I didn't end up following through.
It's
That's
especially that first episode. It's like hard to kind of understand even what the show is or like how yeah like what it's going for, what it's kind of falling into, and then by the end of it, I mean you know it, but like I don't know, it was a very brisk watch. I watched it in one afternoon, and I would recommend it if you like I guess it's reality TV esque, you know, but it's I just like the more
But
tasteful
also, I mean, like
approaches.
I feel like Nathan Fielder type shit is also technically reality TV. It's
Right.
just like
I like there to be
not.
like a hook involved. I guess most every
Yeah,
reality show has a hook or whatever, but it's like so bare bones, like I said, base instinct shit. Where this one, it's like there's a narrative that they're trying to lead you on, I guess. But it's enjoyable. It's just kind of is what it is. And also I watched They Clone Tyrone finally.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, I
And I
saw that
really
on
Nice.
enjoyed it.
Letterbox
Yeah,
that you had
liked it a
watched that.
lot. I liked it a
Yeah,
lot more than I thought it would actually. I thought it'd kind of just be like a standard
me
movie,
too.
and it's very Jordan Peele esque. But I read that it was actually written before most of his movies came out, which makes
Mhm.
me like its originality more. And this one, it's obviously like way more direct in its like messaging than some of Jordan Peele's movies are, and I kind of took that to its credit, not to its like fault.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
think I did too when I watched it. It was
mhm,
just like bold and like it's what it was saying,
yeah,
and it
the
was just
dialogue
and
in that first
yeah,
hour is a magic too. It takes
right.
like a
So
weird
fucking
dip in the second act a little bit, but it comes
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
But that first hour
Jamie
is great.
Foxx is fucking
Right.
electric in
That's
that
what I was
movie.
about to say,
Oh
man.
yeah, him and I forget the character's name, but his like hoe.
Yeah,
Them two
Yeah, yeah.
together, man, that was just some great shit
it's
bouncing back
so
and forth.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, super
very
solid.
good.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah,
Good
like it's
ending
one I
too.
watched and I was like gonna probably rewatch. I knew I was gonna rewatch eventually.
Mhm.
It's like it's just fun,
I
cool.
dig a movie too that just decides to put some fucking grain on the whole movie just for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
I don't know, there's
right.
it's
something
so
about
good.
that really just yeah elevates it a little bit for me. So if it's done
Keep
in
the
the
grain
right
in the
time and right
picture.
place, yeah,
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of like this neo noir thing going
yeah,
on.
it's
I
like
was like,
black
yeah,
exploitation 70s esque type of
yeah,
movie where it's
and
like
who would have
yeah,
thought that Boyega could actually like perform?
he was fine
right.
in it.
Carrie, he was good. He was good enough.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was good.
he's kind of
He's
a typical thug or whatever. But
playing the
yeah,
quiet character, you know, and then you got the two
yeah,
loud characters next to him.
Honestly,
But
good for him. I mean, like I don't know.
getting out of Star
Af-
Wars,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
sidelined his career a little bit there, but
Thanks, Disney.
yeah, no, that's a fun one. As far as like Netflix movies goes too, I mean that's got to be one of their best or top five, I'd say.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
mm,
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. That was good.
yeah, that's mostly the good shit I was watching. Yeah, I'm binging
Decent.
hard though on some others. Like I'm going crazy on TV shows right now. So
I got to catch up on
lot to watch.
Wrexham. I'll probably try and binge Invincible. And once those are out of the way, I might
yeah, it's
fold
pretty
back
easy.
from
It's
that.
only like 4 episodes,
Yeah,
but it's. I
taking a
mean,
break.
I
Too.
guess like most of them are like 45 minutes. Yeah,
Oh
Fucking
wow.
bullshit.
Okay.
until like I don't know, like beginning of next year or some shit. Maybe
Yeah.
like February or March.
I'm just saying, you took like a year and a half to 2 year break.
From what I've been reading, like
From before.
I guess they want to come out with a new season every year. Like I guess season 3 won't be as long of a wait or
I'm
some
fine
shit.
with that.
But
If you want to
Okay,
do it that
yeah.
way, I'm fine. But don't wait 2 years and then be like, oh, we
I
only have
totally
4
agree.
episodes.
It was like a
Yeah,
while. It was
okay.
weird because like I feel like new seasons of like The Boys come out like all the fucking time, or like
Yeah,
I don't know.
pretty
I feel like
consistent.
the schedule for that has been like twice as fast as the schedule for Invincible. And
I
I
mean,
just thought it was. I know
mainly
it's like two
animated.
different forms of production,
I was gonna
but
say
it's just
maybe
like
just because animation.
I don't
but
know.
Yeah.
Most
I don't know.
animated shows, though, can have a lot more. At least most animes are like yearly turnarounds, right? I mean, they're pretty
That's
fast.
true.
And Invincible's not doing anything that's like obscenely like
I mean, like
animated.
realistically, One Piece puts out new episodes every week.
Right. I mean, My Hero comes back every year. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. And Invincible is very like Saturday morning cartoon. I don't want to say simple, but like it's not. It can't
Anything
be that
crazy.
hard. Yeah, I don't know. But it's good. I really like the show. So whenever you can make it, whenever you want to put it out, I'll watch it.
The fuck, Matt.
I'm a lover, not a hater, Joe. That's what I'm saying. I'll talk shit and then I'll tap you on the ass. I don't know. That's
Smooth
not
it over. Yeah.
Anyways, it's been fun talking. It's been fun chatting.
Yeah.
Next
yeah.
week, I mean, starting a whole new dive. It's crazy, man. It's
It's
crazy.
the end of an era.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Damn.
Join
That's
us
right.
next week on the new dive. Start it up. The Coens.
I'll be here.
Me too.
You
Hell
know
yeah.
what?
I think we
I'll
all
show
will.
up.
I guess I'll show up.
All right. Well, meet us back here. Same time, same place.